the PSTA Executive Committee. Do we have any public comment for today? Great. We just have one action item today, and that's to approve the November 1st, 2023 minutes of the PSTA Board. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is our information items with our review of the January board agenda with Brad Miller.
Good morning. So in your packet is the agenda for our first meeting of the year. Of course, we'll be welcoming one board member, new board member, Commissioner David Eggers, back to the PSA board. And to be determined whether we welcome a new member replacing Dr. Jim Oliver from Seminole. That board seat is represents 6 cities in Pinellas County, and kind of related to Representative Cheney's bill. Similar to Representative Cheney's bill, there's no designated method for selecting the representative from the 6 cities. How they do it. So I volunteered to come up with a little system of voting by the cities, and for the first time ever, the cities ended up in a 3-3 tie, and for 2 different people. So the city managers from all 6 cities are having a Zoom meeting with me this afternoon to figure out how to break the tie, or to recommend a way to break the tie, whether it's a coin flip or arm wrestle or any ideas that you might have.
Well, don't forget to go by votes, because Tom had more votes.
I'm going to bring that up.
That's the only advice I have.
That's an interesting idea.
Tom had more votes. Total votes.
Yeah. So we'll potentially have, we need 2 new board members on PSTA. Maybe we'll get one. The agenda in your package shows a number of things suggested to go on consent agenda. These items will be discussed at the Finance Committee next week. The TransDev contract modification is something we've been working on. That's our paratransit provider, to have them do our mobility on demand program, which will be a great thing. The Flamingo Fairs Memorandum of Understanding, Debbie, I think is not going to actually make it.
It is not. I've got a meeting tomorrow afternoon again with
Heard. Yeah, okay. And then the big thing, 4E on our agenda, is the Clearwater agreement to build the transit center in Clearwater. That's up on the Clearwater City Council agenda for next Tuesday, and it's looking pretty positive that they will be supportive of moving that forward. And then basically this will allow us to close on the land the city's land will be given to PSTA, and PSTA will give its current transit center land to the city as the land swap. And then finally, an agreement that Henry will talk about related to our electric charging infrastructure and transferring the ownership of the equipment that Duke installed to PSTA. With Blanton, then our action item for the meeting, our operational action item is the Alt 19 task work order, which is something that is going to be on the Forward Pinellas agenda today for you, Chair, who are going to Forward Pinellas. This is to start looking at the next the next rapid transit corridor in Pinellas County, which is alternate Alt 19 from St. Petersburg all the way to Clearwater. this is gonna be led, by Ford Pinellas, with PSDA playing a supportive role. So Whit will be here at the PSDA meeting after he presents to the Ford Pinellas meeting. And then the action item, which will be on the planning committee's agenda, is for a consultant work order to do some of the, traffic analysis and things like that that we need to push this forward. The idea for alternate 19, Seminole Boulevard up through Seminole, Largo to Clearwater, is really the potential for redevelopment potential of that corridor. The land use component of that, about the land uses around that, if you've driven that, you can see that there's a lot of opportunities for redevelopment along that as the next corridor. It doesn't mean that we're not still going to try to advance the improving transit between here and the airport in Tampa on the highway using the managed lanes. But this will be this will phased in work will be first off the block. And then will be the continued discussion of our board appointments, board officer appointments, and committee assignments. There's a nominating committee this Friday to meet to discuss this and make recommendations again. Now that we have most of the known representatives assigned, appointed to PSTA. As a reminder, this is kind of segueing into the second informational item on our agenda this morning. The PSTA board met in early December, and the day after, Commissioner Flowers was not reappointed to PSTA by the county. And so, as you recall, she made a motion for Commissioner Fix Sanders to be the step in as treasurer for PSTA. And then there was a big discussion about other nominees potentially. It all started with a suggestion that perhaps Jamie Robinson might be interested, and he was not there from Largo. So then Rachel has gotten all the board members to submit their interest. Commissioner Fix Sanders and Commissioner Reed have both expressed interest in being treasurer. The board did not vote on any of the officers. So Chair Driscoll and Vice Chair Saraki are the officers until replaced. So you still are the chair and vice chair. But that will be part of the vote or another vote as well.
Okay.
Then in addition, the nominating committee will make recommendations, and a vote will be held on the committee assignments. We need to replace Commissioner Flowers on the different committees that she was on. And then maybe Commissioner Gao wants to make the announcement that he just told me before the meeting started about himself, that there will be more work for the nominating committee to make recommendations.
I'm stepping down from all committees, except the board. So that'll be interesting to see how things develop on Friday.
I'm gonna show up by myself now.
But you are that good. Committee of one.
So,
Which committee
Why,
are you
though?
by yourself on?
Is this because you're overloaded,
Legislative.
you're overloaded at
Oh,
work?
I'm
or-
not.
No,
Wait,
I
wait, wait.
have to get
he
a
was
job.
just making a joke about the last
You have
meeting,
to get a
because
job.
I have to
then
get a
he would
job.
have been the only one.
Yeah.
You have to go to work,
I have,
work.
I have to get another job. Yeah.
Poor thing.
I know how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to start saying no to some other things.
Yes.
The bills gotta get paid.
So
Right.
Commissioner Gao will is the chair of the nominating committee. He has
Until,
excitedly agreed to come on Friday to chair that meeting as, to appoint.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Finance. To the chair.
I am chair of finance as well. Mhm. Oh, this is heartbreaking. I'm very upset,
Yeah.
but, you know,
Well,
bills have to be paid. And
We understand.
There's a reluctance to what I consider to be pay municipal elected officials what they're worth. And it's sad,
couldn't agree more.
you know.
It's, yeah, we can chat about that over a nice beverage sometime.
Yes.
I'm gonna miss
Uh,
coming here early, meeting
You've,
with you.
you've
I'll still
made,
come and bring donuts.
well, Commissioner Gow, your contributions to PSTA, really transcend any committee appointments. And I'm glad you're still going to be on the board. And you will still make a solid contribution, just as a board member. And so I'm glad we'll still have your voice, if not your work on the committee level.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chair. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
Brad, have other people expressed an interest in any of, since we had the meeting, and, you know, it was made clear we wanted to give more time to discuss the treasurer position, and so that's going to the nominating committee. Was there anyone else? I mean, we had a couple of board members who were not in attendance at that meeting, so I was just wondering if anyone else had expressed interest in serving in one of the officer positions, because they're kind of all on the table now.
Yeah,
Since the meeting, I received a form from Commissioner Fig Sanders and Reed.
Okay.
Thank you.
and I've had discussions with probably half of the other folks, since that meeting, and, I told them about it, that no one else has expressed any interest.
Okay. How about with the committee vacancies? I think I may have been the one that pointed out that we had maybe one or two commissioners who did not have
Yes.
any committee
Excuse me.
appointments yet. And I understand, you know, Commissioner Gao will create more vacancies as he turns things, you know,
Yeah.
over to turns the opportunity over to someone else.
I did have a conversation with one of the board members that was absent for the December meeting, Mayor Petrilla from
Oh, right.
St. View Beach, and he did try to join the meeting by Zoom unsuccessfully. But as you have read, the day before the PSA meeting, he had a very late meeting because the entire rest of his city council resigned,
Mhm.
and so he's had a lot of meetings. So I said, would you like to be on a PSA committee? And he said, well, at the current time, he didn't know if he would be able to do that. But he said, talk to him in January again. So I will, yeah.
And then we'll have another from Seminole, so, not to
Yeah,
try to have a nominating committee meeting here, but the vacancies that are created could stay open a little longer if there are some that people don't fill in. If
Yes.
we have a couple of vacancies left, we've got new people who might be able to take those,
yes,
kind of spread out the workload a little bit.
yeah.
So the Seminole person,
Commissioner Eggers.
Replacement, and then Commissioner Eggers.
Yeah, Commissioner Petrella.
Right, so there are some folks who aren't even in place or haven't, for one reason or another, are not up, don't have committee appointments yet, but could have them. That could perhaps be filled in with those folks.
Yes, and I'm sure the nominating committee will just work to try to assign try to have all board members participate as much as they
Yeah.
possibly can. Yeah. And, the nominating committee in the past, of course, there are alternates. There is the board regulations require an alternate for each committee, so generally, I would say the nominating committee has preferred to move an alternate to a vacant, permanent seat on a committee, and then replace the alternate, with a new person, but we'll see what happens on Friday.
Okay.
Can I say something, Madam Chair?
Yes.
Thank you. Two things. So Jeff was the chair of the finance, I'm the vice chair. And if you want me to be chair, I'll be happy to take his place for that, number one. And then number two, I'm gonna miss you, buddy. I just wanted to tell you that I'm sad. I really enjoyed, all the committees that we were on together. I just want you to know that, okay? I just-
I'll
and I
annoy
thank
you
for your
at the
work.
board level.
I know, but I mean, we get here early, we talk, and
Right.
we strategize about our cities and stuff. I'm gonna miss that. I just wanted to thank you for all you do.
The chairmanship of the committees is decided by the committees,
Right.
so we'll talk about that at the finance committee.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, anything else?
Well, and then the only other thing I wanted to bring up, of course, which we discussed at the legislative committee just prior to this meeting, was the PSDA board meeting is on January 24th. And what Ron was saying, that's about week 3 when the budget and some bills will be moving to Tallahassee. And so I can invite, if you'd like, if you think it would be good to have Ron give an update to the full board, by Zoom or whatever from Tallahassee.
That would be good.
Yeah, and the agenda's pretty late, so
Should be okay.
it sounds like the timing is perfect all around.
Yeah.
Let's
I
do
was
that.
thinking-
We'll have that as under the information items, or do you want to?
Well,
Have him at the top?
maybe at the beginning of the meeting, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, under committee updates, let's do it there, so we can have him right after we do the consent agenda.
Yeah.
On the consent agenda, do you think that there might be an item such as the land swap agreement that any board members might want to pull for further discussion?
Yeah, no,
rather
I
than being
think that
consent?
maybe we might move that to action, depending on how Clearwater goes next week.
Yeah, all right, let's see how that goes.
Yeah, because I think that'll be,
I think that would be good. I just have a feeling someone might want to vote on it separately.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And hopefully I'll get an opportunity to present, we didn't get a chance last meeting, but to present on the American Bus Benchmarking Group, which Commissioner Fix Sanders attended accidentally the meeting last week. I'll give that presentation, and then Commissioner Cox, I still have to talk to him because I'm not exactly sure what, but he's asked to give an update on PSA access.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's why that's in red.
Okay. Great. Anything else?
No, if you have any ideas or advice on how to efficiently go through the board appointees process, I'm open to them.
The board appointment?
I mean,
for the tie.
And then the treasurer and,
Well,
So explain to me how someone got the most votes, but it was still a tie. How,
so what happened was, it was a 3-3 tie, but one of the cities that he lost, it was a 3-2 vote, and all the other cities were 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Okay? But the one city was 3-2.
Mm.
yeah, so the
We got two-
one candidate got 15 total votes for 3 cities that all voted 5-0.
Mhm.
And the other candidate got 2 cities that voted 5-0, so 10 votes, but then a 3-2 vote.
So one got 12.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
If you,
Yeah, so Tom got 15 votes, and the other one got 12.
Joe,
Joe, yes, he got.
the,
Oh, I see. I think that should be brought up. It sounds like,
Yeah.
it sounds like that would be the most
Yeah.
democratic way to do it.
The total votes.
I mean,
Yes,
now we get into like electoral college type stuff.
Yeah.
but,
I know.
Because I don't know either one, but my recommendation would be whoever got the most votes.
Go with the popular vote. I
It,
would
it's
say.
up to them. It's really up
Yeah.
to them. And
Please explain that.
the city of Gulfport, which is the one that voted for 3-2, the city manager was concerned about going with that way because, of course, understandably, because his council voted. Oh, it'll be discussed. Yeah.
It is called a democracy.
What I'd like to just share with everyone is that each candidate, they went to every council meeting, all those cities.
Hmm.
They both spoke to the councils. So that, I thought that was really impressive.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was really impressive, because I was following both. I'm friends with Joe and Tom, both of them. And they went to every single one. They went and they actually spoke. The council let them speak, so,
Yeah.
you know, it's tough.
So you asked us for a recommendation and we're looking at total votes, so that's up to you to, since we don't decide that, I guess you're going to relay the sentiments of the executive committee, and that's what we agreed to, that's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Would you like me to? I mean, again, I want to be sensitive. It is an appointment to PSDA, just like all of you are.
Right.
It's the St. Petersburg City Council, not PSDA, that decided that you would be the representatives. So it's the cities of Seminole, Bel Air Bluffs, all those cities. It's their decision. But I'm happy to share your preference
The only
to.
reason why
We
I
can
asked that
just-
is because you asked if we had any recommendations, so if we were irrelevant when it came to the selection process, then we really don't have any recommendations, so that was more of an informational item only.
You're certainly not
We
irrelevant
could-
to me.
Okay.
You could communicate it as a friendly suggestion
Yeah.
and add that we respect whatever they ultimately decide.
I will do that. I will do that.
Perfect.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Does anyone else have any other business for today?
No, I'm good.
All right, thanks, everyone. We're adjourned.
Even though I told you, Pat, I was not anticipating that conversation.
This year is an anomaly, hopefully. Would you consider staying on the nominating committee? It's supposed to meet once a year.
Yeah, I can do that.